Hi folks, and welcome to the final assembly video of our 1000D. Now, you'll notice a lot of water cooling hardware here. Thankfully, AlphaCool has decided to support our project with a huge range of fittings, radiators, tubing, pumps, and coolant. So we're going to be filling this chock-a-block and making it as dense as we possibly can. So to kick things off, we're going to be using the AlphaCool i63. We've got these fittings from AlphaCool, which are going to be using for 13mm tubing, and we're going to be using that with some satin tube, along with some polished tube and chrome tubing. So we're going to have a different one for each loop and going to be mixing them around a bit so you get different flavors for every single loop. We're also going to have 5 480mm XT45 radiators. Now the standard case only stocks 4, but we're going to be putting 5. I've got a radiator mount that I showed you previously that's going in the center. We're going to be installing that, and I don't really care about the airflow on this one. We've got so much radiator room, it's basically not going to matter. So where it goes, who cares? It's going in the middle and it's going to look nice. We're also going to be rocking 3 different colors. So we're going to be using this clear coolant in one loop with the chrome tubing. We're also going to be having a pastel white, which is going to be for likely the GPU loop. And this is red now, but I'm going to be using it as the basis to make a rather fetching purple. This is BitTech after all. And that's going to be going likely into the CPU loop for the Threadripper. And all that's going to be connected by a series of mostly just 90-degree bends. I'm trying to keep to my classic 1 bend rule, and then that explains why we've got so many of these 90-degree fittings. Because instead of using these in the middle of the tube, I'm going to be using these only at the start point and the finish point so that we have a nice clean bend and have a nice flow. So the 13mm AlphaCool hard tube fittings that we're going to be using in this build come with a few different flavors. So stock, they have a nice knurled finish, and we're using the chrome ones rather than the black available ones. But an option is to use these. These are the mod tops. Now these come in a variety of different anodized colors. Again, I'm going to be using the chrome ones because it matches the theme of the build. They basically just replace the original cap, and you screw them on like so. And they look rather fetching. They change the look of the fitting quite a lot. There's also another variety, which is a special one, designed purely for the copper tubing and brass tubing. So that one has a metal O-ring on the inside, which will clamp further down. I haven't got any to hand, but those are the ones that are going to be, and they should give it a far greater grip. Obviously you don't want to use those fittings on, say, a plastic tube because it will really cut into the side, and if you're using acrylic it can risk fracturing it. But it'll work really well for the metal tubes. I've given it a go, so I definitely know that they work, and it should help keep all the tubes in line. Obviously a lot of the ones we've got in the back of the build are going to be free hanging, so I wouldn't want any kind of forces from the waist of the tubes or from shipping to maybe introduce vibration and wiggle it out, and that would be an absolute disaster if it's full of coolant. So we're going to be using those ones, and then these mod tops, which should really finish up the build. So let's start by packing everything into the 1000D, getting all the custom work in, and seeing where it goes from there.